Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the nation at 8 p.m. tonight. International Nurses Day being observed today. Principal Secretary Abhijit Sinha says people returning to the state are mandatory to register in COVID-19 Nagaland Visitors App. An Angami Public Organisation appeals to all stranded citizens outside the state not to make hasty decision to return home. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 8 p.m. tonight. The address comes a day after Modi chaired a meeting with the chief ministers of all states over the lockdown imposed due to COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister has asked the states to share a broad strategy by the 15th of this month as to how they would want to deal with the lockdown regime in their states. He asked them to make a blueprint on how to deal with various nuances during and after the gradual easing of the lockdown. The 21-day initial phase of lockdown came into effect on 25th of March. On the 14th of April, Prime Minister addressed the nation announcing the extension of the lockdown till 3rd of May for a period of 19 days. Centre announced extension of the lockdown for 2 more weeks after 4th of May with considerable relaxations in lower-risk districts. Today is International Nurses Day. On this occasion, which also marks the 200th birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale, the World Health Organization has joined hundreds of partners worldwide to highlight the importance of nurses in the healthcare continuum and thank nurses for what they do. The theme for this year is Nursing the World to Health. Historically, as well as today, nurses are at the forefront of fighting epidemics and pandemics, providing high quality and respectful treatment and care. They are often the first and sometimes the only health professional that people see, and the quality of their initial assessment, care and treatment is vital. Nurses account for more than half of all the world's health workers, yet there is an urgent shortage of nurses worldwide, with 5.9 million more nurses still needed, especially in low and middle income countries. The COVID-19 pandemic is a stark reminder of the vital role nurses play. Without nurses and other health workers, we will not win the battle against outbreaks, we will not achieve the Sustainable Development Goals or universal health coverage. On the occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed gratefulness to the nurses and their families. Prime Minister in a tweet said, International Day of the Nurses is a special day to express gratitude to the phenomenal nurses working round the clock to keep our planet healthy. Modi said presently they are doing great work towards defeating COVID-19. Union Health Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan also appreciated the efforts of the nurses who are the frontline warriors in the fight against coronavirus. On International Nurses Day, Dr. Harsh Vardhan in a tweet appealed to join the chorus for thanking our true corona warriors who risk their lives day and night for us. Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, and National Centre for Disease Control are going to initiate a population-based sero-survey in selected districts in collaboration with key stakeholders and state health departments. The objective of this survey is to monitor the trend in prevalence of COVID-19 infection at district level. In the survey, 200 samples per district per week and 800 samples per district per month shall be taken. From each district, 10 health facilities, including 6 public and 4 private, shall be selected. Population groups, including outpatient attendees, pregnant women, and healthcare workers, will be covered under the survey. The samples will be tested in a one-time pool of 25, and result of sample pooling is only for surveillance purposes. Principal Secretary Home Abhijit Sinha today informed that it is mandatory for those people who are returning to the state to register themselves in COVID-19 Nagaland Visitors App. Sinha said the app is available for Android users. He said for iOS users or any user having a problem, they can contact the toll-free helpline number 1800-345-0019. I repeat, 1800-345-0019 for technical support. The Principal Secretary also informed that a total of 7.57 crore rupees has been disbursed till date as financial assistance to persons from Nagaland stranded or in distress outside the state during the lockdown period. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. The Angami Public Organisation, APO, has made a sincere appeal to all stranded persons planning to return home to decide well before taking a decision to travel. The APOP came after it has come to their knowledge that over thousands of stranded people are returning home, particularly to Kohima and Dimapur. While acknowledging various problems and difficulties being faced by the stranded people, the APO feels that it could be the safest thing for them to stay wherever they are at a time such as this. The organization, in a press release, expressed that one may be free of the virus, but there is a bigger risk to get exposed to the virus during the travels. It said the organization is available to facilitate any stranded persons who really need to return. However, it earnestly appealed the stranded persons to stay safe and also think twice before taking decision to return for betterment of all. The APO further assured that it will do its best and extend necessary help by requesting the government to initiate prompt and timely actions to those in need. A total of 3,604 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in the country during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 70,756. Health and Family Welfare Ministry said that 22,455 patients have been cured so far, and the recovery rate has reached 31.73%. 87 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours, taking the nationwide toll to 2,293. A total of 882 samples have been sent for testing from the state as on 4 p.m. today, out of which 872 samples are tested negative, while the results for the remaining 10 samples are awaited. In addition, a total of 11 samples were also tested by TrueNat machines, in which all were tested negative. Meanwhile, a total of 6,532 persons have been screened, and a total of 86 persons are under facility quarantine. The centre has released over 6,195 crore rupees to 14 states as the second equated monthly installment of the post-devolution revenue deficit grant. Office of the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in a tweet said that the amount will provide the states additional resources during the COVID-19 crisis. The grant was recommended by the 15th Finance Commission. The grant has been released to the states of Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, Tripura, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Sikkim. The amount released to Nagaland is 326.41 crore rupees. COVID-19 Horticulture Special Drive Team, led by Commissioner and Secretary Horticulture Anila T. Sato, held consultative meeting with the department officials in Woka today. Commissioner and Secretary Horticulture, in her address, said, due to the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, millions have been affected worldwide, especially the farming activities. In this, she said, the state government, viewing the situation seriously, has come out with guidelines to encourage farming community with a standard operating procedure, SOP. She said the SOP is designed to reduce the risk of spreading the virus for farmers engaged in various cultivations. Anila further appealed to the department officials and other allied departments to help in collecting information and database of fruits, vegetables and spices growers so that department can come up with comprehensive strategy and marketing plans and activities to benefit the farming community. The Kohima District Administration has so far facilitated the relocation of 4,221 stranded people to their home districts and states in 6 days since the inter-district movement began on 7th of May. It has also dispatched a total of 147 buses from Kohima to various districts and neighboring states. Altogether, 22 buses carrying 560 stranded persons departed from Kohima to various districts in the state, out of which 13 buses went to Twensang, 3 buses to Nagaland, 2 to Dimapur and Assam, and 4 buses to Kifre. Meanwhile, 332 people stranded at Kohima and Dimapur today reached Kifre. They were received at helipad ground by the district administration and police. Also, 1 bus service was arranged by the district administration Kifre for transporting 13 stranded Bungro passengers who arrived from Dimapur to Kifre this morning. And now 20 News, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the nation at 8 p.m. tonight. International Nurses Day being observed today. Principal Secretary Abhijit Sinha says people returning to the state are mandatory to register in End COVID-19 Nagaland Visitors App. An Angami Public Organisation appeals to all stranded citizens outside the state not to make hasty decision to return home. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.